Hej allihopa! In today's episode we're going to practice how to pronounce the really tricky Swedish sh sound. Låt oss börja!
Hej och välkomna till Coffee Break Swedish. Jag heter Mark.
Och jag heter Lovisa.
And today we are answering a question from our listener Jana. Jana wants to know about the tricky sh sound in Swedish. Lovisa, over to you.
Yeah, I get why this is tricky. And I thought that we could start with one of the words that we've talked about a bit in the podcast, which is a number, and it's the number 7. And in Swedish, this is sju.
Sju. Okay, let's hear it again.
Sju.
Okay, so that's an SJ.
Exactly.
And there are other words with SJ as well.
Yeah. Another one is sjö.
Okay, so that's the sea, isn't it?
It's actually a lake.
A lake, okay.
Yeah. But they're similar, so I get why it can be tricky.
Yeah, okay. What else do we have?
We also have sjunga.
Okay, so to sing.
Exactly.
Okay, sjunga.
And then we have själ.
Oh, that's a more complex word. What does that mean?
It means soul.
Soul. Okay, so your själ is your soul. So all of those are SG, okay?
Yeah.
But the sh sound can be written with different letters, can't it?
Yeah, it can be written in a number of different ways. Another way is with STJ. So, for example, the verb stjäla.
Okay, so STJ, stjäla.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It means to steal something.
Oh, okay. So hopefully we won't have to use that word, but stjäla. Okay, so STJ there. Anything else?
We also can spell it with SK.
Okay, so give us your SK word.
So we can use the example skinka.
Ah, that's something we've spoken about in our Coffee Break Swedish lessons. Skinka, so ham.
Exactly. And then we also have the same thing again where we can add a J in there. So it's SKJ.
SKJ, okay.
And that word is, for example, skjuts.
Skjuts, what's skjuts?
It's when you give someone a lift or a ride. Okay. That's skjuts.
Skjuts, okay. Any other letter combinations?
Yeah, we have a few more. Another word is schack.
Oh, that's the game of chess, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Okay, so we've got schack, also a very famous Swedish musical. Schack, chess, okay.
And then we have just the letter G as well. So, for example, the word geni.
So that's genius, geni.
Yeah. And gelatin.
Okay, gelatin, right. So, gelatin. Right, let's think about this a little because we've got different combinations here. We've got the SJ sounds.
Yeah.
And then STJ.
Yeah.
We've got SK. SKJ. SCH.
Yeah.
And then GE. Now, there are other words that are written with GE, but they are they different?
You can write words with GE and then have them not be this sound. So, for example, the word genom, which means through.
So I'll put that one in, but that one goes in a different color. So genom. But let's change the color in, or we'll put a highlight there. That's genom. That's not the same as this.
Exactly. So you don't get this sound with this word.
Okay, let's go back through each of these. I'll say the English, you say the Swedish, and then we'll leave some space for our listeners to repeat. So for first one is 7.
Sju.
Lake.
Sjö.
To sing.
Sjunga.
Soul.
Själ.
To steal.
Stjäla.
Ham.
Skinka.
When you give someone a ride or a lift.
Skjuts.
Chess.
Schack.
Genius.
Geni.
And gelatin.
Gelatin.
Okay, so hopefully, Jana, that has helped you practice this h sound in Swedish, which is a really tricky sound. Now, if you have a question like Jana, then do get in touch. You can email Swedish at Coffee Break Languages, and we will do our best to include your question in a future episode. Also, don't forget that you can subscribe. If you're watching this on YouTube, then subscribe to our YouTube channel and get more videos like this. Don't forget also to click that little bell icon that appears to get notified when we put out a new video. Lovisa, tack så mycket. There's one thing that we need to do, though.
Yeah?
I think we need to just have one further practice of the h sound with a little sentence that we maybe mentioned once or twice in Coffee Break Swedish.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do it.
Can you read this wonderful tongue twister for us?
I can try. Okay, are you ready?
Yep.
7 sjösjuka sjömän sköttes av 7 undersköna sjuksköterskor.
Right, we need to slow that down, so let's take it nice and slowly.
7 sjösjuka sjömän sköttes av 7 undersköna sjuksköterskor.
So what does this mean?
It means 7 seasick sailors were cared for by 7 wonderfully beautiful nurses.
Fantastic. So 7 sjösjuka sjömän sköttes av 7 undersköna sjuksköterskor.
Yeah.
I think with that we'll leave it there. Tack så jättemycket, Lovisa.
Tack så jättemycket.
Och hej då.
Hej då.